All right, hello and welcome to Enterprise Friday on Enterprise Television. I am Kendi Bodurin.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
Well, thank you for joining us as we bring you key stories shaping Nigeria today. We'll begin with a brief review of the newspaper headlines and then move into our main conversation for the day. You can join the conversation by liking, following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. You can as well share. Thank you. So joining us this morning is Dr. Olayinka Oyegbile. He's a journalist, he's a public commentator and author, and
an educator.
In fact, it's everything in all.
Yes.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning to you, Doctor, and welcome to Enterprise Morning today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for your time.
It's nice to be here once again.
Yes.
And it's nice to have you.
After a long while, yeah. After a long while.
Happy New Year.
It's always awesome having you. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
It's the first time of being here, actually, for the year 2026. Yeah. But let's just start with the Vanguard newspaper for
today. Yes.
Yes. Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper for today. We have Vanguard, we have Daily Trust, we have The Punch. Yes, and I hope that we have more than enough time to do justice to every one of them. But let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. Big story. 50 years after Murtala Muhammad, my father treated corruption as emergency, not talking points. And that's coming from Aisha Muhammad. I would love to believe that the daughter of Murtala Muhammad.
Okay, we have ADC should consider Southern for 2027 presidency, and this is coming from Amici.
Okay, and on the top troop we have U.S. accuses Chinese miners of funding terrorists in Nigeria.
These people again. We also have security agents attempt to arrest El-Rufai at Abuja airport.
Wow. Okay, we have workers lay siege to NAFDAC office over sachet alcohol ban enforcement. I thought they said they had cancelled that. It wasn't banned any longer. So why are people running there to safeguard their alcohol?
So we have Malami, George rescues self-returns case filed to CJ for reassignment.
All right, Doctor, let's go historical for a bit here. Let's look at the life and the time of Murtala Muhammad. The daughter is coming to say that my father treated corruption as emergency, not talking points. It's actually interesting that we are having this from the daughter of one of Nigeria's greatest, unlike we would have it for some of the leaders today. Hopefully their children will come tomorrow and say something. But I would love us to base our discussion today on Murtala Muhammad. What was it like during his time?
Well, thank you very much. It's a very interesting thing that 50 years after, we're still talking about corruption. The corruption we had 50 years ago was a child's play compared to what we have today. And it's very unfortunate that the war has never been won. Or sometimes it's looked as if the war has never even been started. Any child born when Murtala Muhammad was killed today is also a father, a mother, possibly a grandfather and a grandmother. And we are still talking about the same issue of corruption. Corruption today has taken a supersonic dimension. You have a system where somebody who does not own a factory, he does not own a company, but just because he holds a political appointment for a few years, can come boldly and boast that he bought nomination form running to millions for a governor and all members of the House of Assembly. Then you ask yourself, what job has such a person done to have such humongous money, only holding political office for maybe 8 or 10 years, or even if it is from 1999 when we returned to democracy? So I align with the daughter of the late General Murtala Muhammad that the father didn't take corruption as a talking point. it was something that he took very dearly and was able, at least within the short span of his life, prosecute. And the country would perhaps have been better for it, but unfortunately, good things don't last forever. And his revolution was aborted. And by the time he was killed, we are all living witnesses to what happened next. The man who took over had to tread with some caution, I guess, so as to save his own life. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate that 50 years down the line, we are still talking about corruption, and corruption has even grown worse than it was during the lifetime of General Murtala Mohammed. If the dead can see, the general will be turning in his grave and be looking at that. Oh my God, why did I waste my life? Because what is happening now is worse. In fact, it is worse than what it was. If it was just a little ailment, then it has grown so cancerous now that many of us cannot even understand the country we are in. Because every politician comes in, he wants to fight corruption, and under the same watch of the same politician who campaign on the mantra of killing corruption, corruption will grow in leaps and bounds and nothing will be done. So I just think we are back to square one, or we are even deeper than where we were in 1976 than now.
But then again, do you think this corruption can be curbed? You know, do you think our leaders, or maybe any new, maybe the new president for 2023 can actually 2027? Thank you, I beg your pardon. Can actually, you know, make do with, you know, erasing that that word corruption and make Nigeria better again. So how can we curb corruption in Nigeria?
Now, okay. You see, there is, why not so? You will, the word corruption will not be in an English dictionary. The word corruption has been there. But the issue is, how do you deal with it?
Yeah.
If you go to America, you go to Asia, you go to the war.
Okay, I think we're having a bit of a network challenge there. We hope that our bandwidth and all, you know, we've been having lots of issues. Most recently, it was on the newspapers, I think 2 days back, where we said we had we have found ourselves in the 5th place, you know, amongst countries in Africa with the lowest bandwidth, and our network is, you know, working fine. I truly do hope that we will get this, because it's very pivotal to development in any country. You know, internet, it's a very crucial,
very important.
As water.
Yes, as food, because you cannot even imagine. You can't even work without it.
We can.
You need it.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah. So based on what?
I do not know if it's back. Doctor, are you back? Can we hear you now better? Well, also, while we wait.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. We can better now.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Doctor.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, the network went off. Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, even in China, where the punishment is strict, death penalty, there's still corruption there. So the way to curb corruption is to adhere to the laws of the land. In Nigeria today, we have EFCC, we have ICPC, we have the fraud unit in the police department and in the police and so on and so forth. Yeah, the issue of corruption still continues. I think it is not the absence of laws that is the problem, but the absence of enforcement. In the last government, some people are being arrested or under prosecution or investigation now. If by 2027, another party is able to succeed the present one, of course, there will be those who will also be tried for corruption. If in 8 years, the people that have been tried or investigated for corruption under Buhari's regime, they didn't commit a crime, I believe, in the second term of the administration. Some of them were committed during the first term. So why didn't the Buhari administration probe them or investigate them? So we pay lip service to corruption in Nigeria. Every government comes, I will fight corruption, I will fight corruption. Maybe even if they don't talk about it at all, it would be better than talk about it and do nothing about it.
All right.
So corruption will continue. The way we are is just like business as usual.
All right. Let's just hope that this will get better. And for the sake of Gen Zs who might be watching now, I might not know who General Murtala Muhammad was. He was the 5th military head of state in Nigeria. He was assassinated February 13th, 1976, alongside his ADC and his driver. So that is, yes, February 13th. Yes, 50 years, I love to believe. You know. So let's move to other interesting stories. What else do we have?
Okay, let's look at the Punch.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the big story, we have NAS to harmonize electoral bill Monday. Okay.
All right. So we have INEC 6 nearly 1 trillion for 2027 elections.
Okay, we have 2027 Atiku Fayoshe clash over Makinde's Mina visits.
All right. Let's equally take a look at Fulbara. Fires commissioners. Assembly awaits a new list.
What is really going
You don't know what's happening there. Doctor, let's go to River State for a bit here. Yeah. This cat and mouse story happening in River State between Nyesom Wike and his godson Fulbara is taking a new dimension every other time. It's more like a series on Netflix right now. It's just for you to keep your subscription on. It never ends. But so what do you think is happening here? What could be the effect of this to democracy in Nigeria and River State particularly?
Well, how many months or how many years does Fulbara has to go now?
Just a couple of years, yes. Just two years or 1 year plus.
So, in the last few years, it has been trouble here, trouble there between the governor and the governor emeritus, if you allow me to call him that, because the man wants to be the governor, he wants to be minister in Abuja, and at the same time to be governor again. In essence, is that all what is going on is just a fight between the two of them, not necessarily for the benefit of the people, but the two of them, they are fighting each other. They are because as far as I'm concerned, what they are doing is to a fight for turf. And now that the governor has bowed to the pressure, yes, that's okay to submit name of commissioners. Let us see what the House will say again, because the fight has been that he has not submitted the list of commissioners, he has not submitted the list of this and that. He has been avoiding the assembly because he assumed that whatever he gives them, he will not okay it. So now that he has given them the list of commissioners, let us see what will happen. So, I don't know. I think that, as I said on another platform, I think the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory has been demanding too much. We don't know what are the agreements between the two of them, and none of them has come out to say this was our agreement, this was what we agreed, and this is what is happening. So we may not be able to say categorically what is amiss, but I think for the benefit of the citizens, they should shift their thoughts and let the people get the dividend of democracy.
Okay, I just hope that the people do get the dividends of democracy, but how much of that dividends would they get when the foundation is not strong enough? You know, Fubara was really not the choice of the people during the primaries at the time. They wanted someone else, but yes, and we insisted at the time that it was Fubara. Even when everything was not working fine, people were not on his side. He said he needed Fubara. Fubara then was his accountant, state accountant general, I love to believe. He felt, okay, this is someone I know has been keeping our money for 8 years.
So he can handle the matter well.
And
why
also,
the rift?
Yes.
Why the rift?
Yes, doctor.
So that goes to tell you that the kind of democracy we are running is not the proper democracy. If the generality of the party didn't want Fubara, why did we can write roughshod over all of them and made him this choice?
Wow.
So it's perhaps a good thing that the man is doing what he's doing to him.
Yeah,
I mean, it shows that you should bow to the will of the people and not to your own rule of the thumb decision.
Yes, very well said, because the examples are all over the place. Amongst the governors in the South and the Southeast region, one amongst them, Alex Oti, was voted by the people. There was no godfather there. People came and voted for him. And today, they are reaping the dividends of the person they wanted. Even if Alex Oti moved from Labour Party to an unknown party, the people would vote for him.
because
they know him. This is the person they wanted. So a time should come in Nigeria where we would maybe get rid of this godfatherism thing, because it never pays.
I think that is what is really causing issues when it comes to politics, when it comes to putting one person there and the other one is like, okay, if you put this one here, what about the other person you promised? So I think that godfatherism should be should we use the word eradicated?
Eliminated. Yes, because there's this little poster I saw. It's on the National Theatre in Surulere.
Oh, okay.
Yes, many months ago. There was a billboard there saying, "Waiting Shonwolu don't do safe."
Okay, waiting someone don't do safe. What has someone done? Okay.
Yes. So they now started enumerating all the things he has done. And I was wondering, is he the one to tell Lagosians what he has done, or Lagosians to say, this is what we know this man has done? Like Alex Oti. Yes, we have seen what he is doing. We are seeing it, it's visible, people can touch it, can feel it, rather than someone telling the people, this is what I have done. This is still the issue of godfatherism and its effect on electioneering and
you must blow your trumpet. If you don't blow your trumpet, who will blow it for you?
All right, so just to let us know that Dr. will still be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. 2027 election budget sparks a scrutiny as lawmakers question funding structure. In a beat, Enterprise Friday days, don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
you so very much for being back, and this is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. So our conversation for today. The Independent National Electoral Commission has proposed 873.778 billion naira for the 2027 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amupitan presented the figure while defending the Commission's 2026 budget proposal before the National Assembly Joint Committee on Electoral Matters.
Very true. He clarified that the election budget is separate from the 171 billion naira requested for INEC's 2026 routine operations, which include by-elections and off-cycle polls. Amupitan explained that the projected 2027 cost does not include a new request from the National Youth Service Corps seeking higher allowances for corps members serving as please help me with that. Ad hoc election staff. Yeah.
Yes, and he broke down the election budget into 5 components: 379.748 billion for operations, 92 billion for administration, 209 billion for technology, 154 billion for capital expenditure, and 42 billion naira for miscellaneous expenses. He said the proposal complies with Electoral Act of 2022, which requires submission at least 1 year before a general elections. Let's get talking. We have Dr. Oyebile with us. Thank you so very much, Doctor, for hanging on. We truly do appreciate you. Hello, Doctor. Are you still there? Hello, Doctor. Can you hear us?
Well, yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very well. Yes. So, what's your take on this humongous, dizzying amount of money? 1 trillion, over a trillion naira.
Okay.
To conduct elections.
When you look at that, yes. When you look at it as in naira, it's big money. It's billion, and then you ask yourself, oh, what does he want to do with all these billions? The details are the devil is in the details. We all know that cost of things have gone very high. The question I always ask people is, do you solve a problem by throwing more money into it? Because that's the way we think in Nigeria. If there's a problem, we think it is money that will solve the problem. It is not every problem that money can solve. And it is not every problem that we should throw money at. 873 billion just for an election or for elections. I think it's big money when you look at it. And after the election, what do we get? Some people get rich, some people get poorer, and then we have results that everybody keep asking, is this what we voted for?
Was the election conducted?
So what you now ask yourself, do we need to waste all this money organizing any election? Democracy is good, but democracy is a journey. It is not a destination. If we spend all this money to organize an election that will still go to the courts, some of them will be overturned by the courts, then you do it all over again, or someone that has been declared a winner will have spent 1 year or 2 years, the court will nullify it, another person will come in. Then you ask yourself, who pays for all this? Is there a way that we can make INEC officials, right from the chairman to all INEC commissioners, to pay for some of these errors they make? As a student, if you fail an exam, you repeat or you redo the exam, isn't it?
Very well.
You are going to spend money, you are going to spend time. But in our situation, if INEC fails us in an election, it is not the INEC official that pays for it. It is the country that pays for his or her errors. So it gives room for people to make errors. The money we are spending on elections are too humongous. If we have political scientists or mathematicians who can conduct research into how much Nigeria has spent since 1999 to 2026 on election, and how much has been budgeted for education in the country or for healthcare. I want to believe, I'm not very good in mathematics, so, but conservatively, I want to believe the money we have spent on elections from 1999 to 2026 will be more than the money we have spent on education or health sector. How do you calculate it? The money budgeted for INEC, the money spent in prosecuting or election offenders whom have never been jailed, the money spent in paying judges and lawyers sitting in courts for all these tribunals and all that. So what exactly do we need to do? It is not throwing more money into INEC that will solve the problem of election inaccuracies in our country. What will solve the problem of inaccuracies and rigging and all those dark corners of election is to ensure that we have a full-proof system or a system, human beings that will design the system, yes, 100% foolproof. But to some extent, let us have an election that even those who lose and those who win, especially for those who lose, they will be able to say that, no, although I lost, but I think the Electoral Commission or whatever tried. And you know, but we have a situation where even the person who won the election knows that there was some anti-panty. He may not say it. The late President Yar'Adua was gracious enough to acknowledge that the election that brought him to power, I think in 2003, was fraught with inaccuracies and all that. And he promised to correct it. That's the only president elected since 1999 that has acknowledged that the election that brought him to power had some issues. Every other one that has come before and after, we always claim victory and claim that the election was free and fair because he won. But if they didn't win, they will complain. So I think we need to scrutinize very well and look at our election, INEC. Every money they ask for, if they don't give them, they will say it will compromise the election. But when they give them what they ask for, the election is compromised. Who then is punished? Who pays for that? Look, I'm not a person who believes that we should allow people to go when they commit an offense. The INEC chairman, as a person, might be clean. Mahmoud, the former INEC chairman, has become a poster boy for bad elections in Nigeria. But in all honesty, he might not be the real cause of the problem. He's just the chairman. What about the foot soldiers? But we blame him because maybe he never puts into place a check and balance system that will make sure that the foot soldiers get or do what is right. Because today, we all complain Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad. I've always been saying this to the badness, low quality of life, to the low quality of law enforcement and every other thing that we have. But we don't see our own fault. We see other people's faults. Yeah. I blame others. I don't blame myself. I can see other people's faults. I don't see my own fault, or I ignore my own faults. So I think, as I've said, looking at into the budget for INEC is humongous, yes, but we need to monitor. How do they spend this money? If 1 million or 2 million or 2 billion is budgeted for transport, how much was spent on that transport? Because of the tomorrow, unless 2027 is going to be different, INEC depends on public vehicles. They go and rent all these disabled and Korope and Danfo buses that are derelict and we break down on the way. So we need to make sure that what we do, the money that is voted for them, is spent very wisely. This is absolutely important. Because when you give them this money now, nobody comes back to say, okay, come and render account. How did you spend this money? Rather, in another year down the line, INEC will come back and say that the money was even not enough. And then we'll give them more money.
But do you think, Doctor, do you think the introduction of technology might make this easier for us? Because all the while we've been doing lots of manual electioneering in Nigeria. E-transmission, of course, is the transfer, immediate transfer of polling results to wherever it should be, the database where it should be. But do you think introduction of technology might make it easier for Nigerians to vote without us paying through our nose to get that done? Are you there, Doctor?
Immediate. I'm very much here.
Okay, very
Hello?
well. Yeah, we can
Can
hear
you hear me?
We
Yes,
can hear you now. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can continue with your thoughts. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, technology is a mediated. Yeah, technology is a mediated source. Somebody will have to apply the technology. Technology doesn't run itself. You have people that will run the technology for you.
Okay, I think we lost Doctor there. Still technology. Technology has shown itself. All right, so Doctor was speaking to the issue of technology, and there, technology, made itself known. But let's talk about this issue of so much money to INEC, like Doctor did say. After all of this money, the judiciary still decides who becomes the president for us.
So I don't think they would have made payment to them.
Well, the right question should be, shouldn't we just leave the election to the judiciary to help us? Why should we even go to vote when the judiciary would end up telling us who they prefer to be the president from the Supreme Court and every other person? And same thing for governors and every other elected positions in Nigeria.
But then again, I feel that this e-transmission that we are really talking about, for me, it's going to be super easy, right? But then again, even if everyone votes and we all know that, okay, this our votes, like, okay, this is who we voted for and all of that, and now when it's time for the result to, show forth, you in your head, you are like, okay, this was the person I voted for, but why are they giving us another person or a different result entirely? So that should tell you that even if you want a free and fair elections, I think everything still, they will still decide.
Okay.
INEC officials will still decide, and then that's when we get to know the winner. Should we use the word winner, or we get to know who will be the new president? But then again, I feel this e-transmission again would really, really help us.
That's
because we don't.
Well,
yes.
just before we got onto the show, I don't know if he's back.
Doctor.
Doctor, are you back with us? All right. So while we wait for him to come back, we're speaking off camera, and on this same issue, he said that who are those in charge of the e-transmission? Is it not the same people? They have the passwords to the back end. And if there's any need for them to alter anything in it, that is the time they can do it.
So if they're going to alter anything, it means that we are still operating manually. We should just do our manual. Yes.
So why waste our time? Because I love to believe amongst the budgeted figures that we have just read out, most of them will go into technology maintenance and many other things that would go down with that, and with all of this and more. Why would we now say we have a good election when it's being hijacked by those who know better? I think we just have to leave it at this point, and call it a wrap. But meanwhile, happy St. Valentine's Day to you. None of us is apparently wearing no red here.
Where are you taking Enterprise TV to?
Well, we're taking Enterprise Television to Enterprise Television.
Well, it's going to be an amazing Valentine
Hello.
Day.
All right, Doctor is back with us. All right, so Doctor, thank you so very much for being back. You were speaking about technology and technology field right there. So I would love you to finish on your thoughts, please.
Hello.
Yeah, Doctor, I can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Doctor?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh.
Yes, we can hear you. You can continue on your thoughts.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Yes, all right. So continue, please.
I hope you can hear
Clearly, yes. We can hear you.
We can hear you, Doctor.
Clearly.